All right, so the management book that I chose was First Break All the Rules by Marcus Buckingham and Kurt Kaufman. So the question I'd like to lead with is, have you ever been not satisfied as an employee, whether it be with other employees in the work situation, with management, anything like that? And then one extreme point that this book emphasizes is that employee satisfaction is the key to running a successful business. So this book brings up major points in doing so. So the more satisfied an employee is, the more he or she will contribute to building and maintaining a strong, successful workplace and relationships. Why is this? Research has shown that the more engaged an employee is in their work, the greater they contribute to their company and to their success. So what this book is about. So in this book, the authors Marcus Buckingham and Kurt Kaufman talk about the typical managerial styles, kind of how they're used, what they are, just basically all about that. The advice that they give is to be aware of these rules and management styles and then just break them all. They bring up this point that great managers succeed by going against the tide and traditions of typical managerial styles, just because it's kind of something different and it's easier to do, easier to work with, easier to get along with. Building a successful workplace. Success of a business can be and is usually based upon the amount of revenue that is brought in and distributed about. A point that this book brings up is that this usually is not achieved by slashing prices, appealing to customers that way, opening new locations, but by building loyal customers. A loyal customer base is that where the customers can feel satisfied with the company's products and services. So kind of just having a good attitude, being nice to your customers, just being friendly with them. Select for talent is another point that this book brings up and the authors that bring up. So traditional managerial styles say to when we are recruiting and or hiring, we should select the candidate based off of their experience, intelligence, and determination. While this might not be wrong, it's also not maybe not the best way of doing it or the best way of finding the best fit for a job or finding the best job candidate. The authors say to break this rule, great managers select and look for the best talent that is available for them. So just not based off of, like I said, experience, intelligence, and determination, just kind of the best talent that's available, not going off of history, just what's there in front of them. So authors also bring up the point of great managers disagreeing with the traditional definition of talent and that this definition is way too narrow and it's kind of not worded the best. In their minds, talent in a person is a recurring pattern of thought, feeling, behavior that can be greatly applied to a situation. So kind of with the normal definition of talent, it's just kind of just too narrow, kind of not to the best point. The authors bring up the point of that good managers don't try to fix weaknesses. They try to focus on strengths. So typically most managers try to spot out weaknesses and fix those weaknesses and kind of micromanage in that way. But the authors tell you to break this rule and kind of spread out and focus more on strengths. So they recognize the certain unique talents of these individuals and focus on their strengths and work around their certain weaknesses. So they also build certain roles for people around their particular strengths instead of trying to fix something and then move on that way. They kind of try and build around their strengths, make sure everybody's being used to their best abilities. And then lastly, they try and find the right fits. So authors tell us to break the rule of when developing a person, we should help them learn and get promoted. Great managers help employees expand on what they're good at. What managers should not do is promote from within to the managerial positions. Frequently, good workers don't make good supervisors, is what the authors found through their research. Great managers give good feedback and give enough feedback. They are constantly on the lookout for better ways to enhance strengths, so feedback is constant. So throughout my presentation, I kind of hit on the points of kind of what managers typically do and why they might not work the best or fit the best to all employees and all businesses. So kind of what the authors and I kind of said was to break all these rules. So that's my presentation about first break all the rules. Thank you.